They look like gentle, almost clumsy giants. Lounging in the cool African waters, they seem happy to do little more than yawn and flick their ears. But that's a deadly mistake. The hippopotamus is widely considered one of the most dangerous large land mammals on the planet. While exact numbers are debated, they are responsible for a significant number of human fatalities in Africa every year. With a bite force powerful enough to crush a crocodile and the speed to outrun a person, they are the undisputed rulers of their domain. So what really happens when one of these titans decides to attack? You might think you know, but the reality is often more sudden, more brutal, and more shocking than you can imagine. These animals aren't just defensive, they're territorial, aggressive, and utterly unpredictable. We're counting down 5 unbelievable encounters that challenge everything you thought you knew about the hippo. Coming in at number 5 is a terrifying encounter that pits a hippo's raw power against solid steel. Usually, a safari vehicle is your bubble of safety, a mobile viewing platform to watch Africa's majestic wildlife. But for one group of tourists, that bubble was violently burst. The scene unfolds on a dusty road in a national park. A safari jeep, packed with visitors, stops to watch a large bull hippo grazing unusually far from the water. At first, the animal seems to ignore them, calmly chewing on grass. But then, something shifts. Without warning, the hippo turns, lowers its massive head, and charges. Most people don't realize that over short distances, a hippo can hit speeds of up to 19 miles per hour, or 30 kilometers per hour. That's much faster than any human can sprint. The driver barely has time to react before the multi-ton animal slams into the side of the truck. The impact is immense, shaking the entire vehicle and sending a wave of panic through the passengers. But the hippo isn't just trying to scare them. It attacks again, opening its enormous mouth, which can stretch to an incredible 150 degrees, and bites down on the Jeep's frame. The sound of crunching metal is sickening. The hippo's canine teeth, which can grow to over 1.5 feet long, puncture the vehicle's side as if it were a soda can. This attack is a stark reminder that hippos don't see vehicles as harmless objects. They see them as large, noisy intruders. Whether on land or in water, they will aggressively defend their territory. And as this encounter proves, not even steel walls will stop them. The attack ends as suddenly as it started, with the hippo retreating, leaving behind a mangled truck and a group of tourists with one heck of a story. Our 4th encounter reveals why the hippo is the undisputed king of the river, even when facing Africa's other apex predator, the Nile crocodile. These two titans have shared the waterways for millennia, but their relationship is less about coexistence and more about a tense standoff that can erupt into shocking violence. Picture a wide, muddy river, a hippo pool where dozens of these colossal animals are gathered. They own this stretch of water. It's their home, their nursery, and their fortress. Now, imagine a large crocodile makes the fatal mistake of trying to swim through the middle of it. Suddenly, the apex predator becomes the prey. What happens next isn't just a fight, it's a coordinated assault. It's not just one hippo that reacts, but the entire pod. They view the crocodile as a threat, maybe to their young, and their response is instant and overwhelming. Several hippos converge on the reptile, their massive bodies churning the water into a chaotic vortex. One hippo lunges, using its head to toss the crocodile through the air. Another attacks from below. The power on display is staggering. A hippo's bite delivers around 1,800 psi of force. Combined with its huge gape and tusk-like teeth, it's a devastating weapon. There are documented cases of hippos killing crocodiles with such crushing force. In this encounter, the crocodile is completely overwhelmed. Bitten and battered by multiple assailants, it's lucky to escape with its life, driven forcefully from the hippo's territory. This attack proves that when a hippopod defends its home, nothing, not even another apex predator, is safe. Coming in at number 3 is a story so harrowing it sounds like a myth. It's the true, terrifying account of a man who was engulfed by a hippo and survived. Paul Templer was a seasoned river guide on the Zambezi, near the magnificent Victoria Falls. He knew the river's dangers well, including a grumpy, 2-ton bull hippo he'd nicknamed the Old Man. One day, Paul was leading a kayak tour when, without warning, the massive bull hippo erupted from the water, throwing one of the apprentice guides, Evans, from his boat. Paul instinctively told his clients to paddle to safety on nearby rocks, then turned and raced toward Evans to pull him from the river. As he reached out his hand, just moments from grabbing his colleague, his world went black. Paul described no sound, no sense of danger, just sudden, total darkness and silence. He was aware that his legs were in the water, but his upper body was dry and being crushed by an incredible pressure. The smell was like rotten eggs. When he managed to free a hand to feel around, his palm brushed against the wiry bristles of a hippo's snout. He realized he was up to his waist in the hippo's mouth. For a few terrifying moments, the hippo held him captive before breaching and spitting him out. But the attack wasn't over. The enraged animal struck again, dragging him back under and shaking him like a rag doll. Doctors later counted nearly 40 deep puncture wounds all over his body. His left arm was crushed, and a wound in his back was so deep his lung was visible. Miraculously, Paul was eventually thrown free and rescued by another guide, who administered first aid that saved his life. Tragically, the man he was trying to save, Evans, had drowned in the chaos. Paul Templer's survival defies all odds and stands as a chilling testament to the predatory power hidden behind the hippo's lazy facade. At number 2, we witness one of the most powerful forces in nature, a mother hippo's rage. A mother protecting her calf is one of the most aggressive and formidable animals in the world. They will attack anything they see as a threat, no matter the size. This encounter between a mother hippo and a herd of buffalo is a shocking display of that instinct. The scene is a crowded water hole during the dry season. A mother hippo and her young calf are resting in the shallows when a large herd of Cape buffalo arrives to drink. The buffalo's numbers and sharp horns are usually enough to deter any predator, but a few of them wander too close to the calf. The mother perceives this as a grave threat. What follows isn't a warning, it's an all-out assault. She explodes from the water a multi-ton missile of pure fury. Ignoring the dozens of other buffalo, she singles out the one that strayed nearest to her young. The buffalo, a powerful and notoriously aggressive animal itself, has no time to react. The hippo charges, mouth agape, and slams into it. It's a complete mismatch of power. She effortlessly lifts the buffalo, shaking it violently before trying to crush it with her jaws. The other buffaloes scatter, wanting no part of the confrontation. This attack defies expectations because it pits two of Africa's big five against each other, and the hippo completely dominates. This isn't a battle for territory, it's a raw, violent defense of her offspring. The sheer, focused violence of a mother hippo is terrifying. She won't stop, she won't hesitate, and she will neutralize any threat with absolute ferocity. Before we reveal our number 1 spot, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. And let us know in the comments, which of these attacks has shocked you the most so far. The number one spot on our list isn't just an attack. It's a tragedy that serves as the ultimate cautionary tale. This is the story of Marius Els and his pet hippo, Humphrey, and it shatters the fantasy that a wild animal this powerful can ever truly be tamed. Marius Els, a South African farmer, rescued a 5-month-old hippo calf that was stranded during a flood. He named him Humphrey and raised him on his 400-acre farm. Over the years, Els developed what he saw as a profound bond with the animal. He would feed Humphrey, brush his teeth, and even ride on the 1.2-ton hippo's back. To Marius, Humphrey wasn't a wild animal, he was like a son. He once famously said, "I have a relationship with the most dangerous animal in Africa." But there were countless warning signs. Humphrey was known to be aggressive, reportedly killing calves owned by Els's business partner. In another incident, he chased a man and his grandson up a tree, where they had to wait until Els could lure the hippo away. Friends and family warned Marius that Humphrey's wild instincts could never be erased, but he refused to listen. In November 2011, the inevitable happened. The 40-year-old farmer was brutally attacked by the very animal he had raised and loved. Humphrey mauled Els, bit him repeatedly, and dragged his body into the same river where he had been rescued as a calf. When paramedics arrived, they found Els's savage body submerged in the water. The attack was a brutal reminder of an unchangeable truth. A hippo's nature is one of power, territory, and unpredictable aggression. The story of Marius Els and Humphrey is the ultimate, tragic lesson that no amount of love can domesticate the wild heart of Africa's deadliest mammal. From safari trucks being crushed like toys to the tragic betrayal of a man who thought he had tamed the untamable, these encounters reveal the shocking truth about the hippopotamus. They aren't the gentle, lazy giants we imagine them to be. They are powerful, fast, and fiercely territorial creatures that demand our utmost respect and, more importantly, our distance. Their aggression isn't random. It's a finely tuned survival instinct that has made them the true rulers of the African waterways. So the next time you see a hippo, remember these stories, and understand that you are looking at one of the most formidable and dangerous animals on Earth.